Good morning, good afternoon or good evening. This is Roger Gilbert and I'm here in Atlanta attending the second day of the IPPE Exposition in the Georgia World Convention Center. It's the second day of the show, as I mentioned, and I'm on the stand of Frigortec. Frigortec comes from Germany in Europe, and they're exhibiting on the show to bring their technology to a wider market. And I'm in the company of Simon Kolb, and he's the marketing manager, engineering, with an engineering background, and is going to explain to us a little bit about the product. But first I'd like to ask Simon a couple of questions about the grain industry. Simon, welcome.
Welcome.
Simon, we were discussing earlier on how much grain is lost in storage. Can you put a number on that?
Yeah, regarding the FAO, approximately 20% of the worldwide harvest of grain is wasted during the storing time. This is approximately 40 to 45 million tons each year, which is wasted during storing processes.
Yeah. And do you see that in your visits, do you see people taking attention to grain storage, paying more attention to grain storage?
Absolutely, yes. Because the people see on site that there is something wrong, but they don't know how they can handle this. They don't know what they can do against these losses and against the quantity and quality losses. So both is very important, and both can be seen on site. But customers don't know what they can do against this. So absolutely, we can see this in the market that something is turning now.
Yeah. And I'm just wondering, are you specializing just in grain silos, or does your product or your expertise also include flat storage or more traditional storage processes?
No, absolutely. The cooling process for the storing time can be added in all kind of storing processes, storing plants. So we can add our unit to silo plants, to flat houses, to warehouses. So this is not dependent on which kind of silo or flat house. It's just dependent that the stored goods are therefore to be cooled.
And we're standing right in front of one of these temperature control units, for want of a better word. It's called a Granifrigor, and I'm wondering, how does it work? I mean, it's a new piece of equipment that a manufacturer has to put in, so it has a serious cost and implication, but how does it work?
Yeah, well, this is a grain cooler, our brand Granifrigor, and made in Amzell in Germany, south of Germany. And this works, let's say the grain cooler sucks the ambient air inside of the unit. Inside of the unit it will be cooled down to a very low level. And then after this we reheat a little bit in the unit, and then we put the cold and dry air into the silo, into the duct system of the silo. And then inside of the silo the cold and dry air goes through the silo like a stamp and cools down the complete grain during a special time period.
Yeah. Is it just cooling? Are we talking moisture as well?
We are talking about moisture as well. We have to be careful because of the moisture content of the grain. Before adding such a grain cooler, we like to be in touch directly with the customer. That customer tells us what is the moisture content on site, and then we can directly discuss this with the customer. But the unit itself is very intelligent with the software, so the unit knows what to do at each moisture content on site.
Right.
So this is directly in the Siemens software included.
And I'm wondering, because it's not an inexpensive piece of equipment, what's the payback period for this for manufacturers, do you find?
Yeah, the payback time is especially dependent on the customer side, let's say. So each returning of investment time, we have to discuss this very close to the customer, because on each site this is project specific, because everyone is facing with other issues. Some has more insect problems, some has more mold and fungi problems. So let's say we cannot give a number, a general number, but we can calculate, and we calculate for each project the specific returning of investment costs. Yeah. Because this is a very important thing for all customers, because when they invest such an amount of money, then they want to know when is the payback time.
Yeah.
And after this payback time, everyone is happy.
And I have a question, just for my edification. Can we improve grain quality in storage, or are we just maintaining grain quality?
I would say both, because of course we are maintaining the quality when the harvest comes from the field, then it has a fresh smell, and with the grain cooler we can keep this fresh smell. For example, rice, when rice is coming to the silo plant, by cooling it, then the rice is not turning to yellow. So we keep the whiteness of the rice. So we keep the quality, but also we can improve it, because we can bring the moisture content to the specific point customer wants to have. So then the miller accepts this kind of quality. So let's say both, maintaining and also make it better in quality.
And you're operating worldwide?
We are operating worldwide. We deliver this unit to approximately 100 countries worldwide, and we have a big distribution network, but many people worldwide do not know about this kind of system, kind of process. So this is my job as a sales engineer, to go to shows, to go to exhibitions, to go to the customer on site, to explain what are the benefits, what are the advantages of cooling the grain, so that we can stay very close to the customer and help him and come with him in a discussion, so that he gets our knowledge for his plant.
So do you find that these customers, these companies, are becoming increasingly aware of sustainability, utilizing or avoiding waste? Is it on their wavelength at the moment? You know, the environmental issues that we're talking about in the media. Are these potential customers, aware of this with regard to grains?
Yeah, we can see this absolutely. And what we can also see is that in some countries, that the government now is building strategically storing plants, so that they want to keep want to have a big amount of grain inside of the country, because now the environmental topics and also political things, the world is now not like in the past, so everyone takes care of this. And that's also a reason why the quality and especially the quantity right now is very, very important. So this is especially the thing we can make benefits with the grain cooler, because we can keep quality and improve the quantity, because the quantity losses are money losses for the plant manager, and no one wants to have money losses.
Yeah, that's very true. And do you feel that you're making a difference yourself as a company in terms of sustainability, the greater effective use of grains in the feed manufacturing process?
I do not understand the question, to be honest.
Do you feel as a company that you're making a contribution to sustainability through this type of equipment being adopted by the industry?
Well, let's say we think that it's very, very important to use such of units, because we see in the field that people are losing quantity, and we want to help them to keep the quantity on site. So yes, we feel it's important.
Making a contribution.
Absolutely, yes.
Okay, Simon, look, finally, how's the show been for you?
For us, so far, let's say yesterday was the first day, today is the second day. Yesterday was very interesting. Many people came. We had very nice and very good conversations. We also, of course, went through the hall and visited other customers. So for us, it's a great show here in Atlanta, and we like to come back, of course.
Yeah. Well, Simon, thank you very much for taking the time to talk to us.
Yes.
And all the best with the rest of the show, and obviously see you here next year.
Absolutely. Thanks, of course, Roger.
Thank
Thanks.
you.